Bushcraft and the outdoors are filled up with things that don't make any sense except AdSense. Welcome to Bushcraft Bullshit episode 9. I'm Jamie Lannister, reporting here from the BBC. Oh, that's better. I have some notes today, but first, Earl Grey. With a slice of lemon. Because coffee at this time of day makes my tum-tum hurt. I don't want the shits before I go to bed. Today's subject, bushcraft girls, a touchy subject. No creepy pun intended, but I'm going to talk about the unnecessary pairing of survival skills, life hacks, bushcraft, paired with the aesthetics of the yoga pants wearing, areola protruding, bushcraft butchering, survival sucky, braless, blatantly bullshitting women of the outdoor world. And it's a touchy subject because it is me having an opinion on women's content. In that content, they have a lot of revealing clothes, they show a lot of skin. And me being a man, that could be construed as a way to tell people what to do with their content. I don't really give two poops about that territory. Men, women, do whatever you want with your content on the internet. It's public, it's choices, and I think I'm allowed to have an opinion on that don't infringe on anyone's right to content or what they do. And it's really not about rights or exercising rights or me gatekeeping a genre, but what it's clearly about is social media tactics. And I'm certainly in my right to critique and talk about what I think are poor social media tactics that exploit horny 14-year-olds and just give out very bad, wrong, and sometimes dangerous advice about what survival skills are and what bushcraft really is. And I think the tactics they use are bad. These pages want your attention. They want your time, they want your comments, likes, and shares because attention and time is valuable. It's money, it's sponsored, and all they want to do is keep you scrolling. And they will push the limits on what is allowed on these platforms. That is what we're going to talk about today. Exploitative measures and social media tactics. And we're going to look at some examples. There is not much to them. So I'm going to talk about the comments that are left under these videos as well. And I'm just going to clarify what is the point. Because these videos it's a nothing burger. It's just women doing poor hacks in the woods. And people keep watching because they are pretty. It's so normal that we just scroll on. It's been normalized to the point where, yeah, it's normal. That doesn't make it good. Normalized for the creator and for the consumer. I don't think that should be the case. We should be more critical about what we consume on social media. And that's what the point of this video is. So, let's start off real strong and real stupid. And bear in mind, I'm going to be very petty and very open in my language about this. I'm going to say what I see. So this young lady is going to make some tinder with a pencil sharpener. And let's just pause it there. She took a squat to make her tinder with a pencil sharpener. Now, there was about 3 or 4 good bounces in that squat when she landed. Now, why was that? Well, she is simulating sitting on you. That's the nicest way I can say it. That's just annoying to look at. They want to kind of make it a gray area. Is she doing this? Is she doing that? Can one be allowed to comment on such thing and call such thing out? Yes, you can. I'm going to try to erase some of the gray area here because that is what she is simulating. There's no if, and, or buts. Well, there's a lot of buts. Sharpens it. And she does that hack Marisha Outdoors did, where she puts the striker inside of the stump. Now, that tinder from the pencil sharpener wasn't lit. There was no flame, and she didn't care. She has just poured the unlit tinder into her bonfire structure. And what is she doing? She is having a bonfire in the middle of a coniferous forest floor. No clearing, no sand, no nothing, just very unsafe. And that's the kind of things they are showing. They don't care about safety or skill. It is just cheaply made content. So she is roasting a sausage. And they can't even bother to roast that sausage properly. It's just soot at the end of it. So she blows on it, she plumps her lips, and she simulates the blowy. Well, yeah, and a cheeky little nod to the camera. Yeah, sure. It's so obvious, and it's so stupid, and it's almost impossible to comment on these types of things. Yeah, we'll get to the comments on these videos later. For now, let's just continue. So this young lady's making a torch, and Urban Dictionary defines a dump truck as a woman with a large behind, aka a booty. And I'm glad there is a dump truck in this video, because this video is essentially trash. So it's kind of works out, doesn't it? Hammering a machete with a metal object, in this case an axe. Doing the torch hack they all do. Wearing fitness training clothes in the woods. Yeah. Reason I'm not saying much, because it's just like I said, it's a nothing burger. There's nothing to it. But let's make some more jokes and keep going. Okay, so this creator is simulating magnet fishing, but instead of actually having a magnet, she just tied it to the end of that iron. I'm just gonna say iron. It's hard for me to say iron. But she just tied a string to the end of the iron. And she just simulated magnet fishing. And obviously there are two huge points to take away from this video, and they're wearing green, and they're on front and center. That is actually the purpose of this video, to keep you watching. Okay, but she is making some sticks, tinder, and igniting them in the iron. That's a suspicious ignition, isn't it? Okay, she's making steaks, oil, seasoning, while the iron is getting hot in the background. Okay. And, okay, just cooking with the iron. That's a bit too seared for my taste, but okay. Decent steak. That video we just watched is in a whole nother level of misogyny. I hope it was a woman who wrote this script. I say script because there's probably not a single line of script being written for a video such as that. But woman goes into the woods, she fakes magnet fishing, and what does she pull out of the water? Apparently women can't even escape their wifely duties when they're outdoors. Fishing an iron out of a lake and just cooking a steak with it. Oh man, that's dumb. I just think that's funny. Isn't that kind of ironic? These past few years and all the feminism online, and now it's just sexualizing content for views. And what does she pull out of the lake? Oh man, a stereotypical tool for women to use in the household. It's just so dumb, I'm sorry. Sweet Jesus. Finding a Coke can, pouring it out, of course. Reaching. Processing wood. Yeah, sure. And yeah, making popcorn in one of those aluminum plastic lined cans. Yeah, sure. Use your knife to cut metal. Yeah, and as one of the commenters say, nice. Cancer lidded popcorn. That's gotta taste very good. Let's try to say something about the skills on display. There aren't many things to keep you occupied. It's not very good to make popcorn in a plastic lined aluminum can. So really no skills, just copy pasted from all the other content. Okay, let's just watch a last one. Okay, she has run out of water. So what's she gonna do? She's gonna take some water from what looks like to be a shore with salt water. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt and say it's fresh water from a big lake. Now, we've covered this before. You have to sterilize after you filtered it. She filtered it with cloth, and then you have to boil it for 5 or 6 minutes to kill all the living organisms. Content is just nothing. Well, this is dangerous, but otherwise it's just to keep scrolling. I've seen this content done by certain males. They know they are, thirst trapping. They know they are getting swooned over in the comments by women of all ages. And when I see that and them playing it up for the camera, I kinda cringe a little. I think that content is just as bad. It's just very tough to find a guy in the outdoor niche doing this. I have tried, but there's no real clear example. There's a guy who chops wood, but he does reviews of axes. Actually has some good advice. He gets swooned over in the comments no matter what he does, and some of the stuff he does is pretty cringe, and I really can't watch that. Honestly, I wonder if women see this kind of content and cringe a bit as well, just because it's so obvious. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Comments left under these types of videos are just insane, like written by a 7th century poet who's trying to court a lady. But funny enough, it's all written by other ladies with a very model type picture in their profile with no videos or just links to like an OnlyFans page or something like that. So they have no content on their channels and they all have a modeling picture in their profile pic. So let's hear some of the comments they usually write under all of these clips we've just seen. She's like a symphony of elegance and allure. A woman whose humility magnifies the beauty of her creations. Who writes this stuff? What's the deal with the comments? Your videos are a breath of fresh air. Always enjoy watching. And the same comment from another user on the same video. Your videos are a breath of fresh air. Always enjoy watching. It's just a true beauty with a humble heart. She is a beacon of inspiration. No. God damn it, no. Beacon of bullshit. She's a masterpiece of grace and sophistication. Calm down. Calm yourself in some kind of way, because that is just too much for anything on the internet. She exudes an aura of effortless beauty and charm. No, she does not. Wearing yoga pants and cutting up a can. That's what she's doing. That's not charming at all. You know what's charming? Someone who knows what they're doing. That's pretty charming. This? No. Then we have a guy talking some sense in the comments. Will people stop saying she might be the most humble and heartwarming person to exist on every video on YouTube with a pretty bint in it? Jeez. I hear you, man. I hear you, Andrew D. King, and I'm sorry you had to go through all that. I am. I'm sorry, my man. I'm so fucking sorry, dude. So what do I think the theory is behind all these comments? Well, it's blank pages with a model in the profile picture. I think it's just fake pages. It's just bots. Fake users spamming these kinds of videos to get the algorithm to push it further. It has no real meaning other than that. We've seen all these videos and all this junk. It's hard to keep a thread through all this because we know the why. It all just seems so pointless. It's just exploiting what's popular and horny 14-year-olds. They just want to keep you scrolling. Videos like this, I feel they are kind of pointless because we all kind of know what's going on. As I said in the beginning, I want the point to be that even though it's normal, it's not normal. Just very bad tactics, and it has nothing to do with what I think they should or shouldn't do. I'm just commenting on the whole state of how social media is used. But I try to keep it within my niche, and within my niche there are these videos. This content is very normal, but I think that this genre, outdoor bushcraft survival, it is worse for it. Let us end on a positive note. Let's talk about these guys. Talk about him. LP Andersen, a good buddy of mine. Skilled spoon carver, skilled with a knife in general, but a lot of good tips and tricks. He also hosts courses in Denmark about spoon carving, so he knows what he's doing. Other than that, a lot of videos on great outdoor Danish camping aesthetics, and he has some very funny videos where he comments on the state of social media. And a funny guy, good page. Please check him out. Also this guy, East Anglian Bushcraft. Hiking, kayaking, bushcraft, survival skills, gear. He has an Instagram and a YouTube. On his YouTube, he does longer videos about his hikes and his treks and about his camping. Just a very funny, very enjoyable guy to follow. And these two guys are kind of the same stuff that I like to do. Be out in nature, testing skills, trying yourself out in different areas. But at the heart of these pages is just a love for the outdoors and a love for making content. So check these guys out. They are very good, very funny. See you later.